My child, it's finally over. The season that has weighed down your spirit, clouded your thoughts, and drained your strength is not the end of your story. I know you have wondered what happened to the person you used to be. You remember a time when your faith felt alive, a time when hope came more naturally, a time when you could sense my presence more clearly. But somewhere along the journey, something changed. You became tired, not just physically tired, soul tired, the kind of tiredness that sleep cannot fix, the kind that settles deep inside your heart. You kept moving forward, but it felt as if something inside you had gone quiet. You blamed yourself. You called yourself lazy. You told yourself you needed more discipline. You wondered why simple things felt so difficult. You questioned why your focus disappeared, why your motivation faded, why your passion seemed to slip through your hands. But, my child, what if the battle was never as simple as you thought? What if the weariness you've carried is connected to something deeper? What if the enemy knew there was purpose inside you and spent years trying to keep it buried beneath distraction, discouragement, and delay? Stay with me, because before this message is over, you will understand why this season felt so heavy. You will understand why the valley lasted longer than expected. And you will discover why I am saying to you today, it's finally over. I am not finished with your story. A new season is beginning, my child. I have seen the struggle you rarely talk about. Others see your daily routine. They see you working. They see you showing up. They see you functioning. But they do not always see what is happening inside. They do not see the mental exhaustion. They do not see the endless thoughts that leave you drained before the day even begins. They do not see how often you feel overwhelmed by things you cannot explain. Sometimes you wake up already tired. Sometimes your mind feels foggy, even when there is nothing physically wrong. Sometimes you stare at tasks that should be simple and feel unable to move forward. You wonder why. You wonder what happened. You compare yourself to the version of yourself that once dreamed bigger. You compare yourself to people who seem to have direction, and quietly, without realizing it, you begin believing that something is wrong with you. My child, I know about the frustration. I know about the disappointment. I know about the moments when you questioned your own potential. I know about the dreams you slowly stopped talking about, the goals you pushed aside, the opportunities you convinced yourself were no longer possible. Not because you stopped caring, but because disappointment convinced you to lower your expectations. Little by little, you began accepting less than what I placed inside your heart. Not all at once, just one compromise at a time, one delay, one distraction, one discouraging season after another, and eventually, you found yourself living beneath the confidence, faith, and purpose I intended for you. Yet even now, I am not condemning you. I am not disappointed in you. I am speaking to you with compassion because I know the weight you have been carrying. I know how hard you have fought just to keep going. And I need you to understand something. Your struggle does not surprise me. Your weakness does not scare me. Your exhaustion does not disqualify you. I have seen every moment. I had been with you through every season, and I have not forgotten you. Part 3. The Revelation of the Battle. My child, for a long time, you thought this was simply a personal problem. You thought you lacked motivation. You thought you lacked discipline. You thought you were somehow falling behind everyone else. But there is something I need you to understand. Not every battle is visible. Not every struggle begins in the physical world. My word says in Ephesians 6:12 that your struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual forces that oppose truth, purpose, and life. The enemy has always targeted identity. He attacks what I created. He attacks what I called. He attacks what carries potential. And one of his favorite strategies is not destruction. It is distraction. If he cannot stop your destiny, he will try to delay it. If he cannot destroy your faith, he will try to exhaust it. If he cannot convince you to abandon me, he will try to convince you that nothing is changing. Think about Daniel. Daniel prayed faithfully, yet the answer did not arrive immediately. The delay was not evidence that I ignored him. The delay was connected to spiritual resistance, taking place beyond what human eyes could see. While Daniel waited, I was still working. While Daniel wondered, I was still moving. While Daniel remained faithful, I was preparing breakthrough. My child, the same is true for you. There have been seasons when you assumed silence meant abandonment, but silence did not mean absence. I was working in places you could not see. I was protecting you from things you did not know. I was preparing circumstances beyond your understanding. The enemy wanted you to believe your story was over. He wanted you to settle into spiritual numbness. He wanted you to stop expecting anything greater. But today, I am exposing the lie. You are not forgotten. You are not stuck forever. You are not destined to remain in this valley. The battle has been real, but so has my presence, and so has my plan. My child, before restoration begins, identity must be restored. You cannot walk confidently into a new season while believing old lies about yourself. That is why I remind you of what my word says. In Isaiah 43:1, I declare, "Do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine." Pause for a moment and let those words settle into your heart. I have called you by name, not by your failures, not by your mistakes, not by your disappointments, by your name. You are not an accident. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten in a crowd. I know your name. I know your story. I know your struggles. And I know the purpose I placed within you, even when you lost sight of it. I never did. Even when you questioned your value, I never questioned it. Even when you felt invisible, you remained fully seen by me. Jesus also said in John 15:16, "You did not choose me, but I chose you." My child, before you ever sought me, I sought you. Before you ever prayed, I knew you. Before you ever doubted yourself, I already knew the purpose hidden within you. You belong to me. And because you belong to me, your current season does not determine your future. Your weariness is not your identity. Your confusion is not your identity. Your delay is not your identity. Your failures are not your identity. You are my child, chosen, known, loved, and I am renewing you from the inside out. The renewal I bring is deeper than motivation. It is deeper than positive thinking. It is deeper than temporary inspiration. I renew hearts. I renew minds. I renew vision. I renew purpose. I restore what discouragement tried to steal. I restore what disappointment tried to bury. I restore what fear tried to silence. Even now, I am restoring clarity where confusion lived. I am restoring hope where disappointment settled. I am restoring courage where fear took root. And little by little, you will begin to notice the change. The fog will not last forever. The heaviness will not define you forever. The numbness will not remain forever, because my Spirit is breathing life into places that have felt empty. And as this renewal unfolds, you will begin recognizing my voice more clearly than before, not because I suddenly started speaking, but because your heart is becoming sensitive again. The call has not disappeared. The purpose has not vanished. The dream is not dead. I am awakening it once more. My child, there is a reason I am speaking to you today, because the season is changing. Not every change happens overnight. Not every breakthrough arrives with dramatic signs, but change is happening. Even now, the fog is lifting. The heaviness is losing its grip. The chains of passivity are weakening. The voice of purpose is becoming clearer. What felt impossible 6 months ago will not feel impossible forever. What felt permanently stuck is beginning to move, and what felt lost is being restored. My child, I want you to remember what my word says in James 1:12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life. Your endurance was not wasted. Your waiting was not meaningless. Your perseverance mattered. Every step you took when you felt weak mattered. Every prayer you prayed when you felt discouraged mattered. Every moment you chose faith over despair mattered. Every time you got up again, when it would have been easier to quit, I saw it. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was forgotten. Nothing was lost in my hands. And now, you are stepping into a season where growth becomes visible, not because you earned my love, not because you achieved perfection, but because I am faithful. I am awakening gifts that have been dormant. I am stirring dreams that seemed forgotten. I am restoring confidence that disappointment tried to steal. I am opening doors that fear convinced you would never walk through. And as these doors begin to open, do not let old thinking keep you standing outside. Do not allow yesterday's disappointments to define tomorrow's possibilities. Do not allow old fears to control future decisions. The possibilities ahead of you are greater than your current understanding, but they begin with one simple decision. Believe me again. Trust me again. Walk with me again. Take the next step, then the next, and the next. The season ahead will require faith, but you will not walk through it alone, because I will provide the strength. I will provide the wisdom. I will provide the direction, and I will remain with you every step of the way. My child, before this message ends, receive this prayer. Father, thank you for every person listening right now. Thank you for seeing the battles nobody else sees. Thank you for understanding the exhaustion, the confusion, the discouragement, and the delays they have carried. You have seen every silent struggle, every hidden burden, every weary moment, and you have never looked away. Today, bring spiritual renewal, restore what has grown weak, strengthen what has become weary, bring clarity where confusion has lingered, bring courage where fear has remained, bring hope where disappointment has settled. Remind them that they are chosen. Remind them that they are known. Remind them that they are loved. Just as Psalm 23:4 declares, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." Lord, help them remember that they do not walk alone. You are with them in every valley, in every battle, in every season. Guide them into this new season. Help them recognize your voice. Help them trust your timing. Help them take the next step in faith, and let them experience the peace that comes from knowing You are still leading their story. My child, it's finally over. The season that tried to convince you to settle for less is ending. The fog is lifting. The call is becoming clear. The renewal has already begun. Lift your head, open your heart, and take the next step with confidence, because I am with you, and the best part of your story is still ahead. If this message spoke to your heart, declare your faith by writing, "Lord, renew my spirit." And remember, you are not walking into the future alone. I am walking with you, always.